Great job on making it this far, and I hope you're having some fun with this course. And Postman and the JSON server, there's a lot you can do with this. So we're going to be showing you some of the really cool things that you can do with it and easy things to get started quickly. So right now, we're still running our DB JSON file. So if it doesn't have it, it creates it. And we also showed that there was an option to set up your own JSON file, but you can also update this one, and this will actually update in what actually gets returned. And you're going to see that throughout the course, that there's so much flexibility in the JSON server that really you can pretty much start anywhere and start working with it, and you can really customize it to suit your needs. So also notice that whenever we set this up, it gave us essentially a local host that's running. So we don't need to set up another local host because this one is all incorporating. So it also has the ability to set up local machine. So another really great point about this package. So that's the JSON server. So in order to break out of your server to stop it from running, so notice that if we go here and if we refresh it, it's still up and running. And if we want to stop it, we can press Control C. And what that will do is that will break out of the server, the JSON server package. And now when you refresh it, even though you're on localhost 3000, you don't see anything running. So what I wanted to do now is I wanted to create an index file, because if we go to, well, if we have it running and if we go to localhost 3000, we are not actually going to see anything there because we don't have a public folder. It runs off of the public folder, so that's where all of your root files would go. And if you don't have anything, then it's going to list out some of those JSON server commands. So let's start this back up again, and we'll go ahead and we'll refresh. So over here, you've got links to resources, README, and over here, to replace this page, create a public index file. So that's what we need to do. So let's break that one more time. So let's do Control C. And this time, let's go ahead and we're going to create our, so let's make a directory. And the command is the same for Windows machine as well. So make directory. So if we list out, we see that we've now created this public directory. So we could go into that public directory, or we can just simply create a file that says hello world, or that's going to say within the file hello world, and then where we want to place that file. So public index.html, and there should be a space there actually. So let's try it now again with the space. So now whenever I refresh it, oh, we need to start it up again, of course. So that's JSON database. So start it up again, refresh, and there's our hello world. So basically, when we go into our editor, we can see that we've created a folder called public. We've got a file called index, and we can update this because this is where our project is going to sit. We're not going to do anything too elaborate. We're going to have a really basic HTML structure here. So title and JSON server, and then let's create body. And then within the body, just before we close off, this is where our script stuff will go. So we're going to keep it all within the HTML page, all the JavaScript, because we want to keep it all very simple within that one page. So there we go. So we can also create an H1 header and call it JSON server, Ajax testing, save. Now, whenever we go back into the page, and now when we refresh it, so there we go. So we're all hooked up and ready to go, and we're ready to move on to the next step, and that's going to be building up the HTML, because we do need to have some HTML elements that are going to create the interactions. So we don't necessarily need to use Postman. We can build out essentially an application that's going to do all of these wonderful things that Postman is doing, and then actually work with the results. We can update that JSON file as well, the DB JSON, so the database there, and we can make some adjustments to that and add some more structure to the JSON as well. So all of that is coming up.